Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about this recap for the Nuggets surviving the Clippers. And I want to hear your opinions down below. What do you guys expect of this series? Because I do believe that either team that comes out of this series is the dark horse contender outside of the obvious favorites. So, like, comment, subscribe, go check out our other content. Literally leaving Portsmouth now, finishing up my notebook. Go check that out at Hoopsite. So, Clippers, Nuggets. Nuggets were able to win 112 to 110. The Clippers came out with fire, jumping to a 15-point lead early in the game. However, Denver showed resilience, closing the gap and eventually taking the game into overtime, where they edged out the Clippers for a thrilling 112 to 110 win. Nikola Jokic was the driving force for Denver, contributing 29 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists, and 3 steals. He showed why he's a multi-winning MVP, and one that made it a hard case this year for if he or Shea should get it. His playmaking was obviously crucial as he orchestrated Denver's offense and was able to find the right shots in pivotal moments. Jamal Murray, who has had an underrated season bouncing back, stepped up when it mattered most. Playoff Jamal Murray scoring 21 points and adding 9 rebounds and 7 assists. His clutch shots in the final minutes were key in putting the Nuggets in a position to win. Aaron Gordon is this team's X factor, as he's a capable scorer, their best defender. He delivered 25 points, 8 rebounds, and hit crucial free throws in overtime to seal the victory. His presence on both ends of the court helped shift the momentum in Denver's favor as the game wore on, because his physical style began to wear on his opponents. Now, the Clippers' turnovers, late game execution cost them. The Clippers' ball control proved to be a major issue, committing 20 turnovers, which Denver capitalized on by scoring 29 points off those mistakes. This turnover differential proved costly, especially in crunch time. Kawhi Leonard, despite boasting 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals, had a tough night with ball security, coughing up 7 turnovers. His struggles to hold on to the ball hindered the Clippers' ability to close out the game, especially during critical possessions in the fourth quarter and overtime. James Harden played well, finishing with 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 11 assists, including a strong shooting performance from beyond the arc, 4 of 9, 3-point range. However, he too couldn't find the right shots in the final moments to secure the win for LA. Denver's defense and transition play made the difference. Obviously, Coach Adelman is someone who's making sure that Denver's defense can be a difference maker, as they registered 11 steals compared to LA's 7. The Nuggets' defensive pressure was the force the Clippers did not expect. It made them go into tough decisions, especially in transition, where they disrupted LA's offensive rhythm. Russell Westbrook came off the bench like he's done all year and was able to inject energy into the Nuggets' defensive effort. He contributed 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, giving Denver a much-needed spark on both ends of the floor. While the Clippers managed to outscore Denver in fast break points 19-16, the Denver Nuggets controlled the pace in the second half, and overtime allowed them to dictate the game's tempo in the clutch moments to the pace that they'd like to play. The Clippers obviously take less shots, so they shot better overall with a 50% field goal percentage compared to Denver's 43.6%. However, the Clippers' shooting efficiency was hurt by their turnovers. Their lack of free throw attempts, 16-27, also hindered their ability to get free points from the charity stripe. Ivica Zubac, who had a dominant 21 points and 13 rebounds, was a huge presence in the paint for Denver's offensive rebounding was huge, as they grabbed 12 offensive rebounds compared to LA's 11. And I've always said offensive boards, just boards in general, you physically impose your will on your opponent, which demoralizes them because you're outworking them. And yes, that extra possession allowed the Nuggets to stay within striking distance and get the most opportunities to score. In overtime, Denver outscored LA 14-12, with Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic playing pivotal roles Gordon's clutch free throws and Jokic's offensive orchestrations were the key drivers of the Nuggets' success in the extra period. And I think the late game execution faltered as Norman Powell and Kawhi Leonard both missed shots down the stretch, preventing them from taking control in overtime, which allowed the Nuggets to secure the win. So going into game 2, the adjustments needed from the Clippers. They got to work on those turnovers. 20 turnovers in game 1 are unacceptable, especially in a playoff setting. That's not allowed, bro. You can't play sloppy basketball. They need to improve that ball security to prevent easy transition opportunities for the Nuggets and just to keep the ball away from Nikola Jokic. Then in late game execution, Kawhi and James need to be better in the clutch. They need to find a better rhythm, a better system, make better choices when the game is on the line. And most importantly, figure out a way to contain Jokic's playmaking. I know you can't stop it, but try to contain it. And him being able to drop 12 assists were too much for the Clippers to handle. They need to find a way to limit his ability to facilitate and create shots for his teammates and force him to do everything himself. Denver, obviously, they shot 9 of 27 from 3. 33% was subpar. Michael Porter Jr., 1 of 4, 3 points. Needs to step up and contribute more efficiently from beyond the arc and just as a scorer. And they need to continue to force turnovers. The Nuggets capitalized on the Clippers' turnover issue. Denver must continue to apply pressure defensively on closeouts on the perimeter, forcing LA into difficult situations and disrupting their offensive flow. This was a heartbreaker for the Clippers, who looked poised to secure the win early, but faltered late due to turnovers and missed opportunities, and with Zubats out, they didn't have someone to help inside. Denver's championship pedigree shone through, with Jokic, Murray, and Gordon delivering key performances when it mattered most. If LA can clean up their turnovers and execute better down the stretch, this series will be tightly contested. However, Denver has the ability to continue its defensive pressure and improve its shooting, and they could take this to a commanding 2-0 lead. So, next game, can the Clippers bounce back, or will Denver take control with a 2-0 advantage? As this one, in my opinion, is where things start to get spicy, real spicy. Yeah, I'm just as curious as the rest of you guys to see what this series will be, because I think really the Clippers are a team that are like somewhat dark. I think the Clippers are low-key a little deeper than the Nuggets. No offense to the Nuggets, just like Calvin Booth didn't do the good job of like rebuilding that roster or retooling the roster after winning the championship. So I don't blame him. And yeah, this was a game that I think a lot of us were entertained by, and maybe even surprised by the execution of the Nuggets. So let me read your thoughts down below. Ciao.